Amin El Hassan is in for us. We will cover basketball very seriously. The Philadelphia 76ers are now the betting favorite. Do you agree or disagree, Amin?
The betting favorite to do what? To win it all?
That is correct.
They were, but that is so fluid and it's so dependent on teams' positions in their current series that I actually refreshed this morning, and the Denver Nuggets have actually taken the top spot.
Okay, they were the top spot before the Denver Nuggets won last night, but I just want to place in front of you the favorite to win the NBA championship is blank today, right now, this minute, up to the minute, changing information.
The New York Knicks.
You're a master thespian, Roy. Thank you for your contributions in this arena. Stugotz, I don't believe that I can corner him. I want to corner him. I've tried to corner him because we're running a company, and it's probably best not to, always be chasing the bride's outfit tapestry of lies that Stugotz unspools. But I've been unsuccessful. Mm-hmm. Are we ready to try and corner him? Are we in a position of being able to attempt during the show today to corner Stugotz on his lies?
Like physically, like we all stand around him and force
as
him
a show,
into
as a show.
I mean, when you look at the history of the show, there's only been one time we've been able to corner this person.
I did what I had to do. I told the executive producer at the time what my summer schedule was going to be, and in fact, he responded, Stugotz, very organized. Good job. I'm super impressed.
No,
I can't help that.
No, wait a second.
Listen, not my fault. Chickens, listen up. It's not my fault that Chris Whittingham had checked out already because he had his eyes on another job. I can't
No
control
lies
that,
detected there.
okay? I mean...
All right, Stugotz.
But in the history,
you mentioned one time he's been cornered. What was the time? Have you ever been cornered, Stugotz? Like I thought he was undefeated.
I think Mike got me once.
I thought he was undefeated, just like the Kentucky Fried Chickens. Regardless, let's open this door here and allow into the room, Stugotz.
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! This guy.
The one-time Big Joe Harper.
What has he ever done?
The one time that Stugotz was cornered is when we did the lie detector.
Good to see you, Joe.
The lie detector test, because Joe, it is wonderful to see you. This man is credentialed. Go ahead and put this headset on. He is credentialed. He is an experienced lie detector person. No. He works with the police. He's got famous
Sting.
OJ, not with those police. That would be strange. They have not aged that way. Billy, what are you guys doing back there?
I just did like 10 seconds back here where I didn't know my mic was on. So if you heard me in the last 10 seconds, I apologize.
Thank you, Chris.
Was it good?
Chris, Chris, go sit in the penalty box.
Whoa! Oh my God!
I'd like to hear the unheard 10
Joe
seconds.
Harper.
No.
Well, it was heard. It was unheard.
All you missed out was Billy asking, "Didn't he have a mustache last time?" And Chris going, "No."
Yeah. No, this looks exactly. This is Joe Harper. This is a triumphant return. Joe Harper has brought his lie detector. He's getting into position right now, and we are going to try and corner the Gotts with a series of questions. Look at him. He's drinking. Look, he just drank from a bottle of juice and spilled it on the table in front of him. He is praying.
He's shaking.
He's obviously nervous.
The second that detector comes
yes,
out, Jesus.
The lie detector's now here, and we've got a bunch of answers. We got a bunch of questions. So from the entire pandemic, we have questions.
Are you sure this is the Joe Harper? Because he looks like a different person.
All right, he is.
ID him.
Which microphone does Joe Harper need to grab? Joe?
Well, one of them at least.
Yes, Joe, please stop sitting between the microphones.
Classic Joe Harper.
He's throwing you off your game.
Yeah.
We will get to his computer and his devices in a second, but he's brought the stuff. And this is, as I said, a credible person. Yes, Amin.
I just got to say, Joe, I kind of miss the old school type of lie detector that was paper and a needle and like that. Now all the stuff on a computer, it feels all a little too newfangled for me.
Now, Joe, welcome. It is good to see you again. Let's get you. You are right now.
Joe has a lot going on.
Well, Joe's also rattled because he's rarely seen a liar of this kind. Like, you're scared, I know. But this machine, you were involved in the O.J. Simpson. You were involved. You've been used a lot in a lot of famous instances because Because even though this is not often permissible in court, correct? This is a fairly accurate way to detect whether or not somebody's lying, correct?
Correct.
He's taking all of his equipment out of Tupperware right now.
We do use them in court a lot. A lot of times before court, during the proceedings and depositions and so forth. And also in federal court, in the state of Florida, at least in this southern district, you can use a polygraph if the judge allows it. It can be entered as evidence.
Why would the judge not allow it?
Well, I don't know. It's up to them.
Right. Not reliable though.
Okay, don't let him deter you. Tell me how credible this all is. How will you be able to corner this snake once and for all?
Again?
Oh, see, he's talking trash.
I have beaten that detector before, and I will beat him again.
You have not beaten the detector. It remains the one time you were caught. So who's going to ask some questions? Because this started. Are we going to exhibit? We going to have evidence-based stuff here? Are we going to find Whittingham and have him involved in this conversation as well?
More like Quittingham.
We have arranged for Chris Whittingham to take part in some of this. We have questions for Joe. We have questions for you, Dan, to ask Stugotz, in which Joe will read the metrics. I do recall, though, Joe, the last time that we did this, we had to put these lie meters on his fingers, and since then, there's been several coats of nicotine that have coated these fingers. Will that stand in the way?
Probably not.
Okay, there is no deterring
So
Joe
they won't
Harper.
coat the lies, huh?
You've got no chance here, I don't think. We're going to get to those questions in a second. But, Joe, just explain to us, please, what are the telltale signs, computerized and otherwise, that you know you're being lied to? Because we have a way of doing this, right? I have to ask very simple questions. They have to be yes or no questions, and you will tell us at some point that based on your readings, that's a lie or that's the truth. That's how we're going to do it. What are you guys laughing about back there?
My mic was on again.
All the absurdity of putting this equipment in Tupperware and having to undo it. I mean, I gotta.
You ever reheat it on accident?
I gotta like Stugotz's chances right now, just considering the setup.
It gets me through customs.
But I've got to tell you, though, Joe, so far, and it's good to see you again, but so far you have appeared to be a bumbling fool.
I mean, to be fair, though,
Not very credible.
none of us know how to set up a lie detector, let alone do it on 90 seconds in front of live microphones.
That is correct. But what do you have in front of you, and what are you looking for here, Joe?
Well, in a polygraph, there are three separate areas of concern. First one is your heart rate, the rate and strength of your heart. If you're attempting to deceive, your body goes into defense mode and the heart rate increases. The second area is the galvanic skin response or electrodermal response, where your moisture from your skin tightens up when you're threatened. It's your armor. Your skin tightens up and the moisture comes out of your fingertips, and that's identifiable on a polygraph. And the third area is the respiration. When you're threatened,
Not good, Joe.
when you're threatened, it could be a lion at the cave door, or it could be a question about stealing a tip jar. That could be either one. Your body,
Your
again,
breath will show it.
what happens is the muscles around your rib cage and your heart and lungs contract to protect you from the threat, and that's identifiable on a polygraph. The suppression of breathing.
What exactly do you mean by a tip jar?
Someone clipped the tip jar here, right?
Someone did steal our. It's not a tip jar. It is our
The fine bucket thief.
The fine bucket. It was robbed. That money disappeared. It was hundreds of dollars. I hope that's in the questioning, right?
Allegedly did.
We're going to ask whether or not he stole that. I hope. I can't wait for these questions.
So you're saying it's like heavy breathing, bad heart, skin
Heart racing.
issues. What if you exhibit those symptoms all the time?
It was only $48.
Wait, Dan, can you check what Stugotz is Googling right now?
Yeah. Hold on.
Hold on.
He's deleting stuff. He's deleting. Oh.
What?
How to defeat a lie detector.
What? No. How to defeat the Eats is what I was.
All right. So in the break, you're gonna wire him up. We're gonna get wires on his skin, and we're gonna do this correctly so that we can do this scientifically.
And we're also going to get Quittingham on the Zoom and all of that. So coming up next, Stugotz's lies exposed.
Oh, no.
Again,
Oh, no.
with zero consequences.
we got to get right at this because these guys have been talking trash to each other during the break. Stugotz has been saying, I'm not even nervous at all. And Joe Harper said, I've been on death row. And then Mike Ryan asked him, what for? What'd you do? And Joe Harper said, I just polygraph people. And those death row inmates, they're very confident in these settings too. They look right through you. Icy, you're not intimidated in any way by Stugotz here.
Not in the least.
Okay, not in the
Feelings
least.
mutual.
Okay, so let's just get right to it and let's make it simple. Joe Harper, and Joe, how accurate are you and how accurate are these things? You make a living doing this.
Yeah, for many, many years. The government says they're 95% accurate because 5% of the population doesn't know right from wrong.
Uh-oh.
So,
I make a living doing this. I mean,
I heard a little wiggle room there.
Yeah, well, Stugotz, his defense in front of a jury would be, I don't know the difference between right and wrong.
yes. I know.
He's in the 5%. So let's get to this. You will tell us it's a lie if it's a lie. I will ask some of the questions. The room will ask questions. And if it's the truth, you will tell us it's the truth. He's all wired up. La faja is real tight around the belly here. And he is all wired up. It's on your nipples. It's on your
Joe
torso.
was putting this belt around my chest area, and he said, wow, Stu, you've been hitting the gym. You've been working out. Joe Harper, my man.
Yeah. No, I did say it.
I'm easily fooled.
I heard it. He's easily fooled, he said. I have no confidence anymore. Let's get right to this.
Okay.
But let's start with some easy ones. Is your name Jonathan Brian Wiener?
Yes.
Brian?
That's the truth.
That's the truth. Are you 50 years old?
I mean, I like to say I'm 49, but
50 and counting.
I'm 50. Yes.
It's yes or no.
Yes.
Because he's trying to screw with the machine. It's got to be yes or no.
Yes,
correct?
correct.
That's you don't need movement here.
Nope.
Are you 50 years old?
Yes.
Yes, he is. And counting.
Not much longer.
Were you actually on vacation last week?
Yes. There's a caveat to that, but yes.
Yes or no?
What's a caveat for lying? Is it?
Oh.
Is that a caveat?
I told the crew I was available if they needed me. But yes, I was on vacation last week.
Lie.
Well, I mean,
So you were here.
Well, see, that's why we need yes or no.
huh? So I still have more vacation time.
Well, I've got.
That's why we need yes or no.
Well, hold
Okay.
on. Are you going on
My
vacation?
bad.
Always wins.
Are you going on vacation again?
week, yeah.
Are you going on vacation again next Thursday?
Next Thursday.
Yes or no? No talking, no moving.
I just gotta think.
Are you going?
Stop throwing it off and repeating
Yes
the
or
question.
no?
Yes or no?
Are you going on vacation again next Thursday?
No.
Yes, he is.
But how is that vacation? I work from home on Thursdays. I mean,
Are you working from home?
I'll pretend to.
Are you going on vacation again the Thursday after that?
Again, these are my weekends.
Yes or no?
Vacation on a weekend.
Yes or no?
Yes or no?
The weekend after that. Oh yeah, yes or no? Yes.
He thinks so.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Are you going to be on? Wait a minute.
He just gave me an extra week. I mean,
Will you be on vacation the last 11 days of this month?
Yes or no?
no.
Oh, yes, he will.
So is he going to take
That's
the
great
whole? Is he
news.
taking the whole month off? Is that what's happening here? And he's not telling us.
May is a great month.
It is. Thank you, Jeff.
The best month of the year.
Are these in the calendar?
You mentioned earlier in today's show that if you never saw another Dead show again, you would be fine with it. Was that true? Yes or no?
Yes.
That's true.
So he saw his last Dead show, possibly, even though he's missing the last 11 days of this month.
Look around.
Did you tell anyone in advance that you would be going on vacation during all 5 of the weeks in the month of May?
Yes.
No, he didn't.
Told Quiddy.
Will you also be going on vacation for 11 straight days in June?
There's no way. No.
That's true.
Oh, Jesus. It says unlimited vacation time in our contracts. I mean,
Do you still even work here?
It's one you should answer, I feel like.
Yes or no?
Do I still work here? Like here? Like physically here? Because I'm always available to you via Zoom. Even when I am taking vacation. Do I still work here? It's a good question.
Part-time, right?
I'm gonna say yes, Joe.
He thinks so. Yeah, he thinks he still works here.
All right, that's about where that would be. Let's see if we go around the room here with some questions. Jess, do you have anything for Stugotz?
Did you steal the fine bucket from the Clevelander?
Oh, a specific question.
No.
No, he didn't steal it.
Someone got to it first. I mean, someone got to it first.
An upset.
Did you check the fine bucket to see if you could steal it? And then were disappointed when you found out someone had stolen it before you.
Yes.
Yes, he was jealous. Yeah.
Stugotz, last week I was in New York. You were in New York. We talked on the phone. I said, "Hey."
He's like, "Buddy, let's meet up. We should link up."
that's
And I got to be somewhere, but then
It was actually Amin who said that, and I agreed to it knowing I was not going to meet up with him. But anyway, we digress.
Well,
that's
kind of defeats the purpose of. Thanks, guys. All right, never mind.
No question.
That was the whole question.
Do you have
you guys
a
all
clean,
steamrolled
I mean,
it.
Do you have any other question? Do you have any other questions for Joe Harper?
Stugotz, are you happy Pablo works here?
Excellent question.
Holy
Yes,
shit.
no.
Holy shit. What a grenade you threw into the room.
It's a good one, though. No.
Well, he kind of, that's
He's truthful on that.
Wow.
Totally truthful.
I didn't realize it until I was asked. I mean, I hadn't really thought about it. Now that I'm thinking about it, no. I mean, there's no chairs around here. I don't know when to come in, when not to come in, who's going to be in. Anyway. So.
I think we need to bring in the big dog here. We need to go back to this vacation. This mysterious vacation. Only one person truly knows here. Chris Whittingham, let's bring him in.
Boo.
The big dog. Stugotz.
Whitty.
Hold on. Before you ask this question, Whitty, we've got some questions for you. Like this grift, this Meadowlark grift of yours, where you're walking around in the center of F1. Jessica's got FOMO because you're using your Meadowlark credentials to be in the center of things. And every time we call you to be on the show, you're on a yacht or you got a thing, and you're not available to us ever. Has it all gone to your head? Like, what's the matter with you that we can't get a hold of you anymore?
Yeah, I have an enormous ego now. It's changed in the last couple of months. I'm insufferable.
Also, it doesn't work here anymore.
At least he admits it.
Yes, it is true.
Like, you shouldn't have to answer the phone anymore.
But no, I think Mike Ryan yelled at a camera the other day, bleep you, Whittingham.
He went to F1 with a media pass for Meadowlark. He doesn't work here anymore.
I applied for that in January.
I'm proud of you.
You don't still go if you're no longer here.
Fair play to Whitty. He was
Really?
On,
Is
on
that the problem? Like,
ESPN.
I was actually thinking about this. Like, if I don't work there and the credential is still there under my name, does that mean that I shouldn't go? What's etiquette there?
Do you have a question for Stugotz or not?
The etiquette is...
No, I like
Hold
Whittingham
on.
being interrogated.
The etiquette is, if you're covering F1 on behalf of Meadowlark Media, and I ask you to come in on Monday to discuss your experience, you don't say, I have a thing.
Well, I feel like you asked me come in on Wednesday because you needed some numbers. I feel like that was the ask. If it was like come in and tell us about how you had a nice time at Formula One, I might have come in.
I wanted you to come in to apologize to Matthew Tkachuk.
Yes,
apologize to Matthew Tkachuk.
Admit you were
right
wrong.
Now.
Admit you were wrong.
Admit you were wrong about Matthew Tkachuk and Huberdeau.
Well, he had a thing.
Stugotz, would I have an email?
Apologize
in
man.
my inbox.
What?
Chronicling your vacation dates. If I went through my email right now, would I find something?
Do you still have access to the Meadowlark Media email or no? Do you still have that access?
I actually still do on one device.
Yes or no?
It only works on my iPad.
You should have access.
You're polluting. You are polluting the system.
Joe Harper just told you that's the truth.
You're
Byram, fix that.
Yes or no answers, and this is the question being asked by Whittingham. Stugotz took vacation. He said something to somebody. Nobody here knew he was taking vacation. He used the gap of Whittingham no longer working for us, even though he uses our credentials to not produce content for us. And Whittingham is alleging that he was never told
any. It was a great Instagram post, though.
But you were alleging, correct, that you were never told any such thing, right? You're alleging that this is a bold-faced lie. He did not tell you he was going to be off last week, correct?
No, I went searching through my email. I could not find. The last thing that I was told from Stugotz when he was not going to be available was for the NFC Championship watch-along in January.
Mm-hmm. Now, you recently did a cleansing of your email, correct? So perhaps you deleted it permanently?
No.
Right?
No, I've kept every single email. They're all organized in folders. You might be surprised to find out.
His email is so annoying.
You are alleging, Chris.
Do I have a question to answer?
You're Whittingham. So just on the front end before you ask this question, you're saying in direct defiance of Stugotz's claims, he never told you anything. You're lying, he says, because he says you're disorganized. He got it to you.
I never got a single email. Only it was like, look up the Northwestern lacrosse schedule. That's the email that I got.
In Stugotz's defense, just this weekend, Whitty perpetrated fraud by going and pretending to be part of a media company that he wasn't.
How do we know Whitty's not lying?
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. The glasses. I mean,
Joe Harper is here.
They help.
Joe Harper is ready.
Give me glasses.
We need to ask the direct question once again and have it answered yes or no.
One more time, and this is, Whittingham is claiming that Stugotz, of course, is a liar. Stugotz is saying, through lies, that he's not. Let's finally get an answer, professionally sealed by Joe Harper, on the question we've been asking since he disappeared town.
Stugotz, would I have an email in my inbox that chronicles your vacation days?
Yes.
No.
Oh! Bleep you, Harper!
Oh, my God!
Wait, my fingers weren't on my legs. So hold on a sec. Yeah.
Okay.
Ask me again.
Want to get to some of the basketball here with Amin El-Hassan, and he is fidgeting with the microphone now as if he wasn't told that we were getting ready to start. Amin, welcome. Good to see you again. Before we get to the Lakers and everything else going on here, though, I just want to go to our Messi expert. I'm reading here from the New Republic. Lionel Messi is reportedly heading to Saudi Arabia to cash in and help a murderous regime launder its reputation. Reportedly, he's doing a lot of work around here. What is happening with Lionel Messi?
Is that the quote, or
what is happening with him? What is real? What is true? You've been ahead of this story since the beginning, ahead of the international media, ahead of some guy who's got 15 million followers. What is happening right now with Messi? What's true?
The truth is no one knows exactly what Lionel Messi is going to do in terms of a final decision. I told you months ago he wasn't re-upping with PSG, even though there were very reputable reporters saying that there was a verbal agreement in place. There was not. It looked like Barcelona, which was trying to get involved, but they just don't have any money to actually comply with the sanctions that are up against them. But they were doing their best to see how they can make this happen. They were getting involved, and they were having communication with Messi's camp. However, Sergio Busquets, Messi's best friend, has announced today that he will not be returning to the club next year. And over the week, the notion that Messi might one day return to Barcelona started getting dismissed. So right now it looks like two possible scenarios. Scenario one, Messi goes to Saudi Arabia. And there's a lot of interesting machinations that go in with that. Like which team does he actually go to in Saudi Arabia? How does this affect Cristiano Ronaldo? Because it appears that Cristiano Ronaldo will also get an equal bump in play. Sergio Busquets would be going to Saudi Arabia.
Very low on the list are ethical crimes and the two biggest names in soccer going and cashing into sports blood launder money, right? Like it's fourth or fifth or sixth on the list. We're like past the days where we care about this stuff, right? Messi, if he goes there and you've got the two biggest international stars in the world in Saudi Arabia, everyone shrugs their shoulders.
Well, not everyone shrugs their shoulders. There are certain countries that don't feel as strongly about it as we do here, and I guess it should be noted that one's an Argentinian, one's a Portuguese player. They may feel differently about these things, but yeah, Messi. There's been talk that Messi would be involved in the Saudi Arabian bid. However, from what I'm hearing, that they're concerned about the optics of that. The other scenario is MLS and Inter Miami specifically, which remains engaged with Messi's camp, have talks ongoing. I will say that the talks aren't as engaging as they were a couple of weeks ago, but certain things have happened recently that would once again give Inter Miami hope that they're in the final running. It would appear that it's either Saudi Arabia for a year and then MLS, or MLS being the next step, and Sergio Busquets would go along with it. The framework of Messi's deal in MLS, in terms of what it means for Inter Miami, that doesn't necessarily need tweaking. What you may see to compete a little bit more with Saudi Arabia is some of the league partners getting involved, Adidas being a huge partner of Messi's already. Apple also. Those discussions are happening within the league. The framework of Sergio Busquets' deal with Inter Miami has long since been done, just not finally agreed to. In fact, Busquets has been a part of the recruiting strategy to bring Messi over to MLS this summer. So we'll see. The reality is, my sources say, we don't know what he's going to decide. Messi's father came out with a statement saying there's been no agreement with anyone, and they'll make this decision at season's end.
Reportedly, Saudi Arabia. That phrase.
I'm not. Reportedly, Saudi Arabia does nothing for me because I know he hasn't made a decision. Just like reportedly, he's agreed to PSG. Should have meant nothing to you when I told you it shouldn't mean anything. And reportedly, last week he was going back to Barcelona. The story is very fluid, but what I can tell you with 100% certainty is he has not chosen between Saudi Arabia and Inter Miami yet.
What I am telling the audience is that your sourcing on this has been ahead on the international story that people are paying attention to. The guy who does the reporting on this is both Woj and Schefter for soccer, and his reporting has contradicted Mike, and Mike's reporting has been more accurate to now. So we'll see is not much of a report, Mike, but you're saying here's where we are.
But we'll see is a lot better than telling you that he's going to re-sign with PSG and being wrong. I've always maintained that Inter Miami, I have never said that he is going to Inter Miami. I have maintained throughout all of this that Inter Miami feel very good about their chances. And for whatever reason, Fabrizio Romano does not want to legitimize Inter Miami's pursuit of it. He refuses to say Inter Miami. And it's a bit confusing to me because there is an achievement in this, even though many people will think that this is a zero-sum game. The fact that Inter Miami, with their resources compared to Saudi Arabia and PSG and Barcelona, are in this final stage and still having ongoing discussions with Messi's camp is an achievement.
You okay?
Am I right?
I know you're dialed in. I know you're on top of the story, but a will see is not what you do in the reporting game. You got to be definitive. I mean, you do. Give us something.
I've been definitive.
Something's a lie.
No, we've learned. There are consequences to lies. I'm not here to tell you where he's going to go because no one really knows. In fact, I don't think Messi knows just yet, and he's doing that. I will give you a little juicy nugget that I heard from a couple of other sources in that Ronaldo, who I told you several months ago was actually really close to coming to MLS, specifically Sporting Kansas City, and that negotiation was at the heart of Ronaldo's relationship with his agent, longtime agent, kind of falling apart, is Ronaldo doesn't seem that happy in Saudi Arabia. Ronaldo's already been he's been sniffing around MLS already. So if if Messi, and again, Ronaldo does stand to gain if Messi goes over to Saudi Arabia because Ronaldo will receive a bump in pay because you can't have a scenario in which Messi's making more than Ronaldo when Ronaldo made the first move. No ego would allow for that. I wouldn't be surprised if Ronaldo tries to make his way to MLS too if Inter Miami do indeed secure the services of Lionel Messi.
I want to get to Stugotz's lying and reconvene on everything that happened there.
I am reporting exclusively that Ronaldo is coming to the United States. How about that? I mean, that's how you do with Messi, both of them, Inter Miami. That's how you play the reporting game, okay?
Okay, don't do any work at all. Just throw something into this.
We'll see what happens, Dan. I've been right before. I'll be right again.
It's like Mike's report, actually. Exactly. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
I'm telling you it's happening.
Okay, very good. You did report it. It's official. It's in the log. Your words mean nothing. It's in the your words mean nothing.
Thank you.
Your words mean nothing log. Where are we? So Stugotz was lying about everything, not surprisingly, correct?
I still work here.
Is that what the conclusion is? What conclusion did we come to?
The conclusion is there's no consequence. He did lie. He did send a month of vacation time a day before it was slated to start to me in my inbox, and he tried to use Whitty's departure to his advantage. It's pretty conniving and mean when you really think about it, and very selfish.
My conclusion was you could steal the money from the fine bucket and no one will know.
Yeah.
I mean, how about that?
Glass half full. Stugotz didn't steal it.
I mean, I want to read you something from CBS Sports.
I will warn you, though, Stugotz. While you got away with it this time,
Yes.
this is being carried over as data.
Okay. Wow. What does that mean?
Whoa. It will guide my decision the next time you try to pull this stuff.
It's all in the calendar.
In Whitty's calendar.
By the way, look up Northwestern schedule was one of the things he sent Whitty.
that was an amazing revelation from
Yes,
Whitty.
yeah.
That the only email that could be perceived as vacation request was look up Northwestern's lacrosse schedule.
Checked out producer at the time. I mean,
I want to read to you, Amin, what is being written on CBS Sports about sacred coaching cow Steve Kerr.
Mm-hmm.
These things end tired and broken, and the Warriors have had one hell of a run. And Draymond is talking about the Lakers and his buddy LeBron like he wants to be with him. No answers for Anthony Davis. The dynasty can crumble to the ground. Jordan Poole is a bad signing. Jordan Poole does not fit. He had 0 points in a game the other day and is talking about, well, I don't have opportunity. We don't even know what happened there that made Draymond punch him in the face. But Jordan Poole has not been the same player since that contract and since that incident. And then here you have CBS Sports writing the following. The Warriors lost a wild Game 4 on Monday and now trail the Lakers 3-1 in their second-round series. Over the course of NBA history, 95% of the teams go down 3-1, go on to lose the series. It's a terrible position in which to find yourself, and the Warriors are in it for one reason, because Steve Kerr put them there. Kerr has done incredible historic things with Golden State, unlocking a dated, matchup-obsessed offense that Mark Jackson was busy choking out en route to 4 championships and 6 NBA Finals appearances. It's hard to knock a guy who's had that kind of success. Yet there's no other way to explain their current predicament. Kerr literally hates to run pick and rolls with the greatest pick and roll player in history, and whatever, that's fine. There's plenty to be said for Golden State's off-ball movement and commitment to diverse and inclusive offense, but there's a time and place to ditch the cute stuff and get down to brass tacks. Put the ball in Steph Curry's hands. Quit making this out to be so complicated. It took Kerr until Game 7 against Sacramento to commit to this admittedly crazy strategy of running the offense through one of the best offensive players the game has ever seen, and Curry scored 50 points. So what did Kerr do? The very next opportunity, he moved Curry right back off ball Game 1 against the Lakers.
Did that person watch Game 4 or no? They did watch Game 4 when they wrote that? Cool. Was I the only one that saw them try to do that with Steph and Anthony Davis basically saying, I'm a freak of nature and I will move my feet and I will contest and it'll get back to you and I'll get back on you and I'll contest again. I don't know how you put this on Steve Kerr. Look, I'll tell you what. The end of Game 4, we saw something I don't think any of us could have projected, which was the guys that failed Golden State were their guys. It wasn't Jordan Poole that failed them at the end of Game 4. It wasn't Kevon Looney. It wasn't Kuminga. It wasn't Moses Moody. It was Klay Thompson with awful shot selection. It was Draymond Green pre-programmed to try and pass the ball and never at any time looking at the basket. And it was Steph Curry with a timeout in hand throwing the ball over his head because he thought he saw something.
I did see some criticism of Steph Curry, not just in that play in particular, but I thought, like, I'm done. I saw what I needed to see from Steph the last finals, be the man, be the alpha, be the MVP in the biggest possible series. But there are some people knocking him, like, anytime you try to run a heliocentric offense around Steph, he's not that guy, pal. He's not like some of his contemporaries in the league. What do you say to that?
I'd say that's horse hockey.
Strong word.
Well, man, like you guys put us on a fancy network now, and we got an email word you can't say.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
Good job. Thanks.
Thanks, Dan.
But yeah, it's BS. It's not. It's HS. It's not accurate, and we've seen it time and time again. We saw it in Game 7, the best scoring Game 7 in the history of the NBA. We saw it in the finals last year. We see it all the time. Steph absolutely is capable of doing that. Now, is that the best version of an offense that the Warriors can run? No. We know that because they don't run it, and they've been pretty
How about this
successful.
stat from Clutch Points? Because Mike Ryan, he asked Steph Curry to show him something last postseason. Curry shut everyone up forever. And after last night's Warriors-Lakers Game 4, Steph Curry on go-ahead shots in the NBA playoffs, 0 for 12 in the final 45 seconds, 2 for 17 in the final minute, 3 for 25 in the final 2 minutes.
When it counts.
Again, you can slice things and go ahead, right?
Well,
so that means you were down.
Anytime you see those, it is pretty arbitrary. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder what the stats are if it were 50
But even
seconds.
but also what's go ahead? What does go ahead
Okay,
mean?
look, we could dilute those stats if you want, but I would say one of the things that's problematic for a dynasty down 3-1 is that great player keeps getting blocked at the rim by guys bigger than he is.